So you got a busy life, don't you? You got a lot going on. Have you ever been faced with a whole bunch of things that feel like they all have to be done? And it seems like it comes in a wave. You've been faced with lots of work and lots of tasks and they all feel kind of urgent. And it's way more than you can handle. Maybe it's a great big emergency that happens with a wave of work, or maybe it's just a bunch of winds of weirdness that blow your way. When it's clear, you just can't handle it all. And your usual ways of managing a whole bunch of tasks and projects and priorities all coming your way at once just aren't working, and you're starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed. Your usual way is just work a little bit harder, come in earlier, stay later, focus a little bit more, drop off the quality, and then you'll get through that wave. But what if you can't? What if it's way more than you can possibly handle? So those normal ways don't actually work. Your deadlines are now shorter. The urgency starts to pop up. There's some personality-based pressure put on you. There's personal style and preferences and mood and energy and all of those kind of things. And none of that stuff is able to get through this mountain of work that's coming your way. Sometimes your plan itself doesn't work either. You set out a way to do it, and you're usually good at just plowing through stuff, but it's just not working. Here's another way to prioritize. Here's another way to get through a bunch of work. And if you can begin to practice this, you can use it not only in times where there's a tremendous amount of stuff that has to get done, but you can start using it in times where it's possible for you to get all of it done, but maybe you're not the right person. So look at everything you face, every individual thing you face, and run it through this simple, quick grid. Here's the graphic that you could memorize. You could draw this, print it, create your own version of it. And here's how we manage. When anything pops up and it's as busy as I just described, you ask the question, is it me or is it someone else? Is it now or is it later? And then you just manage it that way. And you put everything in one of those quadrants and you do it very, very quickly. There should be very few things in the me and now bucket. Most things should be me and later, or someone else and now, or someone else and later. Me or someone else, now or later. Don't overthink it either. Don't expect perfection when you put it onto somebody else. Don't keep the responsibility of closing the loop. So when you do say it's not me, it's someone else, you also hand off to them the responsibility of getting the result, not getting a bunch of tasks done, but getting the result done, because we've talked before about how to delegate in a video here called Delegate or Die, right? That goes through that as well. This is just a new take on that might be helpful for you. So make sure you delegate to them, if it's not you, if it's someone else, the responsibility for getting back to you and closing the loop. Don't keep that as well, or else you might as well just go ahead and do the job. Be very specific. Be very specific about the result you're trying to achieve with that person if it's someone else, and help them decide with you very, very quickly, is it now or is it later? So you don't just delegate tasks, but you delegate results. If it's you, if it is you, and if it is now, if it's in that kind of category, in that quadrant up here on the graphic, then take the bunch of the tasks that you've got and quickly chunk them together in like tasks. So if it's a bunch of responding to emails, then respond to a bunch of emails in a chunk of time. Put it on your calendar from this time to this time, I'm going to respond to all those emails. If it's a certain set of decisions that have to be made, make all of those decisions as closely packed together in time as you possibly can. If it's conflicts that need to resolve, well then make sure you get into conflict resolution mode and resolve one after the other after the other. You chunk time together. If it's something creative, if it's something about hiring, if it's something about budgeting, whatever it is, make sure you chunk the stuff that is yours and now together, so that thematically together, so that your mind can get into a flow. You'll find that the momentum that you will gain by doing that is profound. Then as you lean into the stuff that is you and now, set a little timer so that after a few minutes you take a break. You're going to get as much done as you can in just a few minutes, and then you're going to take a little bit of a break, come back and set the timer again, and just plow through that work. If it is me and now, and it is all very, very important stuff, and there's no one else that can do it, and it truly has to be done now, careful, that's the one we like to put the most in, but often half of what we put in that shouldn't be there. But if it truly belongs there, then lean in and drop your perfectionistic, impulsive mindset, right? If you got to have it just perfect, this is now not the time to get it perfect. Get it good enough, and then you can move on from that. So remember, starting is the hardest part. If it is you and now, starting is the hardest part. So you've actually started now by taking things off your plate and putting it onto a plate for later, or putting it onto someone else for now or later. Then the stuff that is on your plates for now, then you need to chunk it together and get started on it right away. Don't sit back and analyze and analyze and analyze before you start. Just move. It's so much easier to move a motorcycle to steer a motorcycle that's moving than it is to steer a motorcycle that's sitting still, right? So get going on it. Don't rely on your memory. Write this stuff down. Keep a list with you at all times and know when to quit for the day. Your judgment's going to fail when you're anxious or when you're exhausted. You just practice this a few times. Is it me or is it someone else? Is it now or is it later? And then delegate that to people where that's possible. If you don't have anybody to delegate, I need to get someone I can delegate to. Well, is that you and now? Or is it you and later? Etc. Run everything through that grid. You'll be amazed at how powerful this actually is. Practice this a few times and you'll start to apply it, and you'll start to apply it even in conversations. You might even do some awkward thing like, is it me or someone else? Is it now or later? And I'm not pretending to make the sign of the cross there, but that's how people are going to relate to that. It's kind of funny. All right. So email, phone messages, to-do lists, anything that comes up where decisions have to be made. This is a great way to figure it out. Give it a try. I suggest that you try this tool. You try it, and you try it now. That's where it fits. Leadership can be really hard, and sometimes it's hard just because there's so much of it. But don't make it harder than it needs to be by making everything me and now, when really a lot of it is you and later, or someone else now, or someone else and later. There, I hope that's helpful. I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to finish this bourbon. Hey, leadership is hard, but don't make it harder than it needs to be. Here's to you. There we go.